Wonderful. Alright, hello. It is log 31 for real, I think. I said 31 last time, but now it's 31 for real. I'm doing this a little earlier in the night, like really early. It's 8:03 p.m. But I have a really early call tomorrow at like 7, which means I have to be up and awake and presentable by before then. So I'm doing this super early so I can like get super cozy and like, yeah, just not have to open my laptop again for the rest of the night. Because I pushed it a little bit, not knowingly though. For the most part, I'd say today went the best my work has been ever so far. I stuck to the timers that I had set, I relied on them. And you know, we even had to do some little finagling. We moved things around. I worked for an hour on something, and I worked another hour, and I was this close to finishing. So I told myself, okay. I'm also learning that my projects always take longer than I think they will. That's just how they go. But I said, okay. We will still take a 20-minute break, and then I can work 30 minutes after. And even though that was pushing it too, and I felt it at the end, I was like, whew, yeah, I'm ready to not do anything. But then I had to do something because there was something else outside of work that involved more brain thinking, so near the end of tonight I was like really pushing it, and I put on this really fun outfit today because I was going to record more of the online course, but that didn't happen at all, which is only slightly annoying because I know I did my best. I made dinner for myself, I made food, I had nice breaks. On my breaks I, cleaned my room. Oh my gosh, this morning, ooh, it's so snowy today. It's an absolute blizzard and today's a snow day. So the view outside my window isn't the best because it's like the bottom side of a roof and some AC units and stuff, but it was covered in snow, so it was still pretty. And I think my favorite part of today, after my first work session, which was basically just answering emails, excellent news though, very exciting news, I just got 4 pieces accepted into another art show, which is really fun, and I'm starting to really like the idea of also maybe being a gallery artist, because I mean, it sounds easy. I know if I actually got into it, there would be a lot of logistical stuff involved that would be not easy. But for now, like, I already make so much art, so why not submit it here and there and maybe they get sold? I mean, it's just another side gig. Sounds like that's kind of the story of the life of an artist, which works for me, because I think I would be so bored if I only did one thing. Yes, so my favorite part of the day. Super snowy, just finished my first block of work, and oh my gosh, the best thing ever. I don't feel pressure to do things during my break time anymore. It's like, I understand now, okay, this is break time. So I can just sit here for a little bit and collect my thoughts, and then eventually, maybe later, I'll want to make food, or a snack, or play piano, or whatever. The answers, the vibes will come to me if I give it some quiet space to like appear. Yeah, so making that squirrel comic about, overworking and overstressing and trying to do so much and have control all the time, I think that really helped. They really put things into perspective, and I agree with that squirrel. It's a very funny thing. I feel like I tap into some wisdom that isn't my own whenever I write as the squirrel, because I surprise myself. Every line of dialogue, you just put yourself in a wise squirrel's perspective, kind of like when I had to pretend to be an 80-year-old. It's very interesting. It's fun. Feels like there's some extra facets of myself that I haven't found because I haven't dug around deep enough. Yes, so, circling back. favorite part of the day. It was a break, I felt relaxed, and I had like 15 minutes left, I think. So, it's snowy. I made some hot chocolate at like 1, because I did sleep in a lot again today, and I'd rather not have that keep happening. Because waking up early is tough. It is tough, but it's so worth it. Your whole day feels like it slows down, and you're not constantly trying to grasp at those last minutes before, you get tired. And you do feel pretty accomplished when you look at the time and it's only 8 and you've already done like 3 things in the day. You're like, oh, what a lovely night this is turning out to be. Stuff like that. So, it's alright. I still made hot chocolate and I listened to music. And one thing I've definitely noticed out of all of this reading deprivation stuff, I've started to savor music and shows and movies so much more. Like, I watched a Star Wars movie yesterday, and I just sat there and I watched it. No other activities, there were snacks. I got some snacks. But just to witness and experience a story with, a soundtrack and special effects and all that stuff, it was nice. It felt like how movies used to feel. Granted, it was also an older movie, but it was definitely nice. And I listened to some jazz music, and I just sat there and I stared out the window with my hot chocolate and I just listened to the music. And it was like peace has returned to the land once again. Yeah. Only caring about work definitely changed my perspective on time. Because everything, has been project-based, so hours fly by. They fly out the window. I'll be working on something and 2 hours go by and I wouldn't have even noticed. And I'd forget to eat. I'd completely forget. And that also has been bad for my sleep schedule because, I spend the whole day working, I have no time to myself, so I doodle a little bit in my bed, and then I look at the clock and it's 3. So when I first started this timer thing, it was like only a max amount an hour, and then like a 10-minute break. What are we gonna do in 10 minutes? 10 minutes felt like a blink to me. It sounded like, well, that's just wasting precious minutes. Why would I even bother? And coincidentally, that same mentality has stopped me from doing, chores. My bed has it's piled up with clothes, and I don't wash my dishes on time, and it's all these things that slip through the cracks because I don't see them as essential. They just take too little time to, have a presence in my mind. But keeping these timers and actually starting to understand how much work I can get done in 1 hour and how much work I can get done in 30 minutes, although I really haven't worked any 30-minute blocks. It's been pretty consistently just an hour on this or that, but there's been nothing I'm like dreading doing, so I'm motivated to do all these things. Yeah, 30 minutes is more for like when I have to force myself to do something. But yeah, my day is slowing down. I'm spending more time in the present, and ironically, by, giving up the excessive need for control and working all the time, I found that I have more control over my time and my day. And now I'm just, going through each day. Yeah, this is nice. It's still, there was no real big epiphany of sorts with this week. I like to think it's because I do have a pretty good sense of self, I believe. But I was losing it with how much I was working. So I'm thinking this week was kind of just focusing, refocusing a camera lens. So we're looking back to the things I used to enjoy and looking back at the way I used to see the world and my craft. And we're just remembering what the source is here. And I think I've reached that point, which is nice. And on that note, it's only 8 p.m. and I plan to get straight into pajamas and do whatever I want. I don't know exactly what I want to do. And that's alright. I'm not immediately stressing and trying to think about what I'll do as soon as I get ready, or as soon as I get off this computer. Like, what game am I playing? What am I doing? What am I doing then? Like, no. It's break time. If I just want to sit on my bed, I'll sit on my bed. So, very much looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to the rest of my dinner that I made at 6. And I'm hungry. I really want to eat it right now. So, yes, good vibes all around. Oh, excellent. And only a little past 10 minutes. That's good. I edited my 30-minute ramble session from like 3 days ago today, but I'd really rather not talk for that long. Most of the time it's not very productive, and it's usually, honestly, it's the excessive work thing. It's a whole lot of word fat, you know? No calories, just stuff. So, I will see you in log 32.